Straight out of the Birmingham Holiday Inn, I bring you festival sounds. I'm Bilal.
I'm Tilly.
And I'm Dominic.
I am not in an ideal recording location. But this is our commitment to pre-Glasgow episodes. Even on the road, I'm recording.
Got to get them out. The time is ticking. It's nearly it's nearly there. The day's nearly here.
It's Little Miss Tomorrow.
Oh, a new voice. Who is this?
This is Dominic. You know me, Bilal.
We know you from How to Go to Glastonbury Solo, an episode we recorded about 18 months ago. Welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you for having me back.
What should we chat about? We can't chat about going solo now because you've got all your friends from the podcast episode. All these people now go to the festival with you. Dominic, we haven't got you back for no reason. We're here to chat about cool venues away from the main stages.
That's the one. Cool venues. Yeah, there's many cool venues.
Do not tell the listeners this was our third take.
Not a great sign when we can't remember what we're supposed to be talking about.
Hang on, I need to just type cool venues on my screen. Bear with me. This isn't going to be in the final edit, is it?
So we are talking about the coolest venues that we like to go to. Bill, what is the coolest venue at Glasgow that you know, where's your go-to place?
So it's not my go-to, but this year, because Fred again did his secret set there, I am going to make a beeline for Strummerville. Up past the kind of the Stone Circle Park bit up on the hill. He did a secret set, and I'm like, maybe I'll show up there for a TBA to see what's going on. Maybe it'll be something cool. And there's a few secret sets that have been rumoured. One of them is Lord, although she's been rumoured for Woodsies. One is Haim, who's been rumoured for the Park. And another one is Mumford & Sons. Now, they're massive, so they're probably going to be Pyramid or other. But what if Mumford & Sons showed up at Strummerville as a TVA? So I'm like, maybe I'll head up there.
Feels very on brand, so.
That'd be awesome.
Dominic, what about you? What is your kind of coolest venue to go to?
I think my favourite venue is probably the Bimble Inn in the Park. I just love that venue. It's just got a really good atmosphere. It's very warm, but it's really nice. You can get a lot of people in there, and it's just you go in there and you feel really nice and cozy. You get a nice pint and watch a band. There's always lots of bands playing at the end, and it's quite really spacious as well. So yeah, it's just a nice, and it's not too full on. Like you go to the southeast corner and it's a bit much. But you go to the Bimble Inn, and it's a bit more chilled out and. Yeah, you can have a nice pint of ale.
Is it sort of a bar that also has music?
Yes, a bar that has music, and they do nice cocktails there as well.
I'm sold.
Yeah, they do damn good cocktails there.
Which is your favourite band with instruments that you've seen there?
I've seen many good bands with instruments in there before.
For our listeners' benefit, earlier we were chatting and Dominic said, I love the bands that play with instruments in the Bimble Inn, and Tilly and I lost it. So yeah, sorry, we that was me.
Inside joke.
Yeah.
So which is what kind of bands have you seen there?
I can't actually remember because it's just I've always been a bit drunk in there, but it's just it's much smaller bands. I'm not seeing any big bands in there, but they just do have good sing-alongs, and they get covers bands in there, and it's just it's the sort of band you want when you've had quite a few drinks and you just want to have a bit of a sing-along.
I love that when it's carefree. You're not there for a particular name. And if the music's good, you stay. If not, you just move on. And because I think there's a pressure there to perform. And those smaller bands, so often they step up. They're incredible.
I can also really appreciate a venue where it's very normal to sit down, especially if you're kind of moving between all of these stages 24/7. You get some tired legs. I get tired feet. Sometimes I just want to sit down with a pint and listen to some music.
Exactly, just chill out. Sit against a straw bale, hay bale or something.
And the Park lost the rabbit hole, and it replaced it with the Witching Well, which was lovely. I went in there and shout out to the two Welsh security guards. They were really nice. We had a good chat and a giggle. It's still got loads of other cool venues.
Rabbit Hole was one of the coolest, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was awesome. I've actually got an interesting story about the Rabbit Hole. Sorry to go off on a tangent.
Let's go for it. We love tangents here.
Glastonbury 2017. Confidence Man played in the Rabbit Hole. Confidence Man are quite big now, but I think it's the first year they played Glastonbury, and they played lots of small sets there. And I saw the first set, which was up at the Crow's Nest at the top of the park, and then I think it was on the Friday or Saturday night they played in the Rabbit Hole. And I said to my friends, you all need to come along to this. This band are going to be massive. So they were on at 3 a.m. So I said, I oversold them, thought they're going to be so big. We need to get there really early. Let's get there like 3 hours early. So we got to the Rabbit Hole, queuing outside. Probably got there like midnight or something. We were queuing for 2 hours. The queue wasn't moving. There's a lot of people trying to get into the Rabbit Hole. And I'd also arranged to meet a friend there at the same time. I looked over to my left. This is 2 hours after queuing. He was standing outside having a cigarette in the venue next door. And I was like, what's he doing over there? And then I realised we'd been queuing outside the wrong venue. We'd been queuing in the venue next to the Rabbit Hole. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe we've done that. So we just queued. So then we just walked into the Rabbit Hole next door. It's completely empty. Got right to the front, saw Confidence Man. So we just queued for 2 hours outside the venue for no reason. So yeah, that was fun. I never thought where the Rabbit Hole was again after that.
Oh man,
you're like, guys, I thought I discovered Confidence Man. Like, why does everyone else also know who Confidence Man is? Worth queuing 2 hours for the wrong venue.
For the wrong venue, definitely. Yeah, I won't forget that.
Neither will your friends.
Absolutely.
I hate to admit, but I never went to the Rabbit Hole. I've never blessed myself with that experience.
It's gone. It's over.
Yeah.
Maybe don't go to the Wishing Well. It's fine, but maybe
I liked it.
Replacement.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. It's occupying sacred space or sacred ground, and that pressure's too much. It's like whoever came on after the Foo Fighters, when they were the Churn-Ups, like, oh, how are you supposed to, like, you've got the 7 o'clock slot and you've come on after the Foo Fighters who've done a really tight, like 45-minute set. And I think it's the same energy for the whatever was in that patch of land that the Rabbit Hole was on. You can't, everyone's going to compare you.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Absolutely.
But it can't come back now either, because it'd be like going back to an old girlfriend. It's never going to be the same.
Exactly. You can try, but yeah.
Another one I've never been to but would love to is the Underground Piano Bar. We've spoken about this one before, but would love to go there if I can eventually find this.
I want to go there as well. I've heard such good things about it. But
that's what Dominic was queuing for.
He nearly went.
I was, yeah. It's that far away. Just, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know where it's, like, the area it's supposed to be in. I've not heard any information.
Is it near the Stone Circle somewhere?
There's a gap in the hedge at the Stone Circle, and the queue is behind the bushes, apparently. So you might be queuing for people like going to the loo. You don't know. You might be queuing for a different venue. That Dragon's Tail is kind of that way. So maybe you're queuing to get into the Dragon's Tail, the new bar at Southeast Corner. But it's kind of that area. I've never made it in because I'm not sure I can get that excited for queuing because you're going to be there like midnight, 1 o'clock. I get it. If it's Confidence Man, I would queue for Confidence Man, no doubt. But I don't think I could do it for just the piano bar, as cool as it might be. I'm too busy. I've got other stuff. I've got places to be.
It's quite tiny inside as well, isn't it? So I assume it's quite a small capacity venue.
Yeah. So yeah, it's hours spent for a gamble. I'm like, yeah, I'm not so sure. I think this is where Sensation Seekers is so underrated. People see it as the bit next to the queue for the Southeast Corner, when they put the one way in. But the acts that they get on Sensation Seekers in their own right, you should be heading there. Right? Yeah. So this year on the Thursday, they've got Showhawk Duo and Elvana. On the Friday, they've got Our Friend, Primary School Bangers. They've got some class acts on there, but people kind of dismiss it because they think it's just next to the queue. But no, if you go and watch an act there, I think you'll have a brilliant time.
Well worth
Sensation Seekers is like one of my go-tos. I will spend time there. Oh, there's the class Doreen, and if you haven't been, then just give it a go. I think they play every night.
I need to go to that venue. That's my plan for this year. I want to see Alvana. Have you guys seen Alvana before? They're so good.
I don't think I have. I have seen Showhawk Duo, but I've not seen Nelvana, I don't think.
I couldn't get close. I think they were playing Williams Green and I could hear it, but from like, you know, when you're outside of the tent and you're not really getting the feel of it.
Yeah.
That's the closest I could get. They are so popular.
Yeah. It's just crazy seeing Elvis singing Nirvana songs. It's so surreal. It's something to behold.
I don't know why it works.
He does, and he's dressed like in the proper like 70s garb, like, you know, the Las Vegas Elvis in the white suit. It's it's something you won't ever forget.
That's what you want. You want memories.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Tilly, what's your favourite venue?
I mean, it's a very tricky choice because everywhere is amazing, but I really like being around the Unfairground. I think it's really a really cool place to be.
I love Unfairground. What do you think, Dominic?
I've not been to the Unfairground. I need to go there. Whereabouts is it? I know.
My God.
I feel really bad, but I don't know. I've heard of it, but don't know where it is.
The best text from Bilal last year when you were you clearly had gone into the Unfairground and you were clearly thinking of me. And you texted me saying, "Just seen some toy babies' heads on sticks. Thinking of you."
I'm scared now.
I did send that text.
That's the kind of thing you'll see in the Unfairground.
It was about 1 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I love the Unfairground. You just so it's unexpected.
Yeah.
Dominic, how many Glastonburys have you been to?
This has been my 15th. My first one was 2005. I've done everyone apart from 2015. I'm actually going to make this my last one as well. So it feels like 20 years is a good way to bow out. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, wait.
Here, hang on.
Let's play the jingle and catch our breath. We need to ask you about this. Dominic.
Hello.
This is your last Glastonbury.
It is, yeah. I'm getting too old for it and I just find it very tiring. And also, I feel like 20 years is a good amount of Glastonburys to do. I've enjoyed every single one, but I feel like that magic you get when you first go to Glastonbury and you first explore the site, I've not had that since. You can't recreate that first time you get to Glastonbury. So, yeah, I've enjoyed every single one. But it takes me 2 weeks to recover as well. It's just so tiring. So I'm going to go to many other festivals, but for me, Glastonbury, I'm retiring from it.
Do you think you'll ever come out of retirement though? Is it like maybe in like 20 years time, you'll be like, oh, Glastonbury, because by then you'll maybe have that new first Glasto feeling again.
That's true. Yeah, maybe in 20 years time I'll return. It's for the nostalgia. So
the nostalgia. Okay. Never say never. Though. I was worried. We were shocked and upset when you said last ever Glastonbury. I just can't believe it.
Yeah, maybe in 20 years' time I'll be back. But yeah, for now, no.
We couldn't have ended the episode there on that bombshell. Do you know when we went back after COVID and there was that extended break? Did you feel like, oh, this is exciting again then? Or did you still think, oh, do you know what, 20 years is enough? I
think it's just a bit too tiring for me, a bit too big. I think I've been to Green Man, which I think is my favourite festival, and it's just a much smaller festival. And I find Glastonbury, there's a lot of walking involved. So yeah, for now, I'm gonna take a break.
That is a really interesting perspective. And you're so much fun to be around. We've camped at festivals together. We were at End of the Road last year together. And you are high energy. You throw yourself into a festival.
Oh, thanks.
So throwing yourself into Glastonbury, I get it, will take its toll.
Yeah, it's a bit knackering. So
I feel like you're going to polarize the listeners. Half will be like, oh, can't believe he said never. And the other half going to be like, I really want your ticket.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I feel kind of guilty, though, for saying I'm not going to go to Glastonbury. It's kind of like, because people, so many people try to get tickets and don't. And it's like, I've just reached a natural end for now.
I think there's a lovely way to look at it, which is you've been going for 20 years and now someone else gets that chance. You're not trying for tickets. Someone else gets that 20 years of joy that you've had.
Exactly.
I think there's something beautiful in that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good way to look at it, actually.
Oh, well, we're camped together this year, right?
Definitely, yeah. So, and you need to glitter my face. Like, so, Tilly, the first time I met Bilal at End of the Road, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I'm not sure the exact year. Within 5 minutes of meeting him, he was putting glitter over everyone's face, and I'll never forget that. So.
Of course. Well, I definitely expect a text from both of you saying, like, just seen the doll's heads, missing you. So I'm waiting for that text now.
Thank you for listening. We've done 5 days of episodes. I don't think we'll ever repeat this because, Tilly, I'm fried.
Yeah, and I mean, the guests, Dominic, you've been lovely. But,
Thank you.
You know, sometimes we just need a rest and we need to not speak to other people. I need to not speak to Bill for about 7 days. These
5 conversations, next time we will do over 5 weeks.
Yes, please.
But thank you, Dominic, for joining us. It's been a hoot chatting. See you in the campsite in about 10 days' time.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you very much for having me on. And I've actually got a little story. So yeah, I worked at my first 2 Glastonburys. I worked there as a steward in the Las Vegas area on the roller disco. In 2007, I was working there. They took me off the roller disco for a couple of hours and asked me and my friend to work on the venue next door. They had like lots of bands playing there, like bands people had never heard of. And this band came on and started playing some jingly jangly songs. It turned out it was Mumford and Sons, who at this point no one heard of. They were playing to about 20 people. And I got chatting to Marcus Mumford's girlfriend, who was standing next to me, and she was really excited. She's like, "Oh wow, this band, my boyfriend's the lead singer. They're going to be massive one day." And I said, "Yeah, of course they are." And I thought, well, it wasn't my cup of tea. I don't really enjoy them. And then a few years later, they're playing arenas and stadiums. Yeah, so I saw Mumford and Sons play to about 20 people.
That's so cool.
Whilst I was student.
Did you watch them when they headlined? Were you there?
I didn't know. They're not really my cup of tea, but yeah, fair play to them. But yeah,
fair
it's
enough.
just cool to see them.
That girlfriend got brutal critique from Dominic.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
He was like, "They're not going to make it, love."
Yeah. She walked off crying.
Thank you for listening. Please give us a follow on Apple or Spotify. Next week, we've got a couple of interviews lined up with artists who are playing Glastonbury. And we're also going to have an episode called Festival Coach Pool, which hopefully you can use to keep your company on the last leg of the journey. It's going to be something a bit of fun. We haven't recorded it yet, but we're going to play around with it and see if we can make it as lighthearted as we can.